time out of your schedule to do this with me. As most of you know, this is my final presentation, so I've been working on this virtual course, and now this is kind of like my exam, so thank you for helping me with all of this. So I'm glad that you all signed in early, so now we can get started. So, welcome to the first virtual social coffee and welcome to Borden. Today you will learn more about the Borden Family Resource Center and the Borden community. You will also learn how to use some of the virtual session, the tools out of a virtual session, and hopefully make a virtual connection with someone. First, we are going to introduce our presenters. And then after that, we are going to have you, the participants, introduce yourselves. Then we are going to go through a few ground rules that will set the stage for a positive virtual experience. Next, we will go through a few of the many tools in a virtual session that engages participants, such as raising your hand, the chat feature, and how to use the whiteboard and all the tools that go with it. You will get a chance to practice and see how simple it is to communicate in a virtual session. After that, we will participate in an icebreaker, have a tour of the Borden Family Resource Center, so our website, go through the center's resources, and together we will brainstorm what else is out there in the Borden community and our surrounding area. So finally, we will take your questions and comments about this virtual session experience, and at the end, you'll be asked to do a short survey as well to let us know how we did and how you found the virtual platform, and if you how you enjoyed it, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. So let's get started with the introductions. So everybody all knows me. I am the presenter today. My name is Maude Workman. I'm the Community Integration Program and Second Language Services Supervisor here at the Borden Family Resource Center. I have been at the center since August 2014. Almost 2 years now, helping military members and their family integrate into the Borden community. Prior to this, I was the playroom facilitator at the Trenton Military Family Resource Center for 6 years. I'm a military spouse, a mother of 2. I love spending time with my family, touring with my husband on our motorcycle, walking our dog, and I'm really starting to enjoy, I have to admit, binge watching TV shows. So now that you know a little bit more about me, let me introduce you to my partner and our producer today. So over to you, Joanna.
Hi, everybody. So I'm Joanna Church. I am the Military Family Services U.S. Virtual Program Developer, and that is for our Canadian families who have been posted on a U.S. OutCan. And I'm also a co-facilitator of the class, How to Adapt Your Live Presentation to a Virtual Audience, which is what Maude is completing today with this final presentation. So we thank you all for coming to support her, but we also hope that you learn a little bit more about your community, whether you've been there for a while or you're just coming for the very first time. We're happy to have you here. Before we get started, Maude, I took the ball back from you because you were advancing the slides. So if I pass the ball back, just remember you've got to advance the slides, okay?
Perfect, thank you.
I'm going to do that right now, and then you can advance the slide.
Super. Thank you. So thank you, Joanna. Now let's meet all of you, the participants. When I call your name, I'm going to ask you these 4 questions, and as the 4 questions, and as you so you can tell us the answer. And our producer here, Joanna, is going to answer. She's going to put the answers on the whiteboard for you. So the questions are: you're going to tell us your name, where you are located, because I know not all of you are here in Borden, and how many times you've had to move, and what would someone need help with when integrating into a new community. So Joanna is now putting all the names of our participants down on the whiteboard, And we will start with Emily. So Emily, do you mind starting and letting us give us your answers, please? And Joanna's going to go ahead and put the answers on the whiteboard for you.
No problem, Mom. Whatever you say. I'm from Trenton. I have moved due to the, military 3 times. What would you need help with? I don't know. I believe the MFRC was a huge help, I guess, with us, I would say. But community involvement would be a good one.
That's a good one, Em. Thank you.
No problem.
So Heidi?
Hello, I am in Borden. I have moved 3 times with the military, getting ready for my 4th move. And I think the most important thing for me is activities for the family. That's what I need help finding when integrating into a new community.
And that's true, Heidi. When you're moving with young children, we tend to go in that direction. You know, we want something to do with our family when you move somewhere. So, excellent. Thank you. So, Lise.
Yes. Well, I'm presently now in Borden, being retired ex-military. During my career, I moved about within Canada 7 times, plus twice overseas for deployments. And with my experience, what I would feel you need to help reintegrate into a community is definitely resource access, with regards to support and childcare and everything else. So basically, definitely good contact communications with the family resource center of the assigned base.
Perfect. Thank you. So Shara, how about you?
Well, I am currently in Trenton for another 7 or 8 days. I've moved 6 times, soon to be 7, and I always like to know about employment opportunities in the new community.
Yes, employment's always, us spouses always have to start over again at every move. So definitely employment is a #1 goal that we tend to have once we move. So Vicki, how about you?
I'm currently in Trenton. This is going to be my first move as a military spouse. However, I've moved 7 times as growing up in the military. And what I need help with is finding family physicians and stuff.
Perfect. And you'll learn, Vicki, as our presentation goes on, that we will be able to help you with that here in Borden.
Perfect.
So we can't wait to see you. And Joanna, do you want to share?
Sure. So I'm in Victoria, BC, so representing the West Coast for you guys today. I am starting my 3rd move on Monday to Quebec. And what I look for is great restaurants, because it's just me and my husband now, so we like to find great places to eat everywhere we go.
Oh, that's great. And again, during our presentation, you will, if you're ever in the Borden area, we have some few suggestions for you. So that's great. We have quite a diverse group of participants with us today. So what a great opportunity to get together and to learn what we have to offer in Borden. So now let's set the stage with a few ground rules and that you will have in a virtual session. In a live classroom or in a presentation, the ground rules may be something like going for where to go for a cigarette, or where the washrooms are, or raising your hand when you ask a question. In a virtual session, there are a few ground rules too that we like to go over to establish the mood of the session from the start as well. Select, if maybe I could ask, Lise, do you mind reading our ground rules in a virtual session?
Well, first one's log in 10 minutes prior to the session.
Yeah.
And the second one is to turn off the email under distraction. Participation in the discussion, and also fill in the evaluation form with feedbacks. And to be patient and have fun.
Thank you. Signing in a few minutes early gives us a chance to troubleshoot any login issues, and it helps us ensure that the session will start and end on time. So thank you for that today. Also, thank you as well for turning off your email or any other distractions. Bring your sense of adventure as you participate in the activities and discussions. Be patient, and above all, have fun as you participate in this virtual session with us. Next, we will have the tour of our tools that we are bringing during this session. So this is where the fun stuff begins. We have put a picture of the virtual tools that we are going to go over on the whiteboard for you to see. So let's start with our participants panel that is located at the top right-hand side of your screen. In the participants panel, you will find each participant's name that is attending the session today. Beside your name, you will find a microphone icon. By pressing the icon, you can mute and unmute yourself. So watch, I'm going to go ahead and mute, and then unmute myself. So we use the mute and to minimize the background noise. So now, as you can tell, everybody is muted, so it's really quiet. So we do that to minimize the background noise, and an X will appear, as you see, on your headset when you are muted. For the most part, we try to keep participants unmuted unless there is significant background noise, because we love to hear your comments and questions and definitely the laughter. So now I'm going to ask you to all unmute. So now you've noticed that the X's are gone. So if you feel that there's a lot of background noise, go ahead and mute yourself. Okay, so now let's look at some communication tools. At the bottom of the participant panel is a menu bar with a picture of the tools. Each picture is a toggle, so you would click on it once to activate it and click on it again to put it away. For example, if you want to raise your hand to ask a question, you need to click on the toggle with your hand, the hand picture. So go ahead and try it. You'll see the hand, so everybody put your hand up.
No, we don't have to.
Vicki may not be able to do this on her tablet, so.
Perfect. All right, thank you. So now you can, to take your hand away, you need to click on it again. So remember, if you have a question and your hand is up, and please be patient in waiting for the presenter to call on you or to respond. As it is, sometimes it takes a few minutes for us to catch that your hand is up. So be patient. So to the right of the hand, you will find the green check and the red X. Let's give these a try now. So give me a green check if you have a pet, and give me a red X if you don't. All right. Perfect. So I have Heidi, you have a pet, so do you want to share with the group?
Sure. I have a Border Collie. Her name is Riley, and she's 10 years old.
Perfect. Thank you. And Sherry, you have pets too?
I do. I have a chocolate lab named Duke and a lovable mutt named Chuck, and I have 2 cats.
Nice. And Vicki, I know Vicki has 2 dogs. And I have a dog myself. Her name's Lola. And Emily, you should have a check mark on there for Lola. And Lise, Lise, you have a pet as well?
It's actually more than a pet. I got 3 German Shepherd dogs, 3 horses, and a cat.
Oh, wow. I remember you talking about the horses. That's exciting.
Yeah.
Perfect. So now I'm going to get you
it's
to...
not as much as they're not all in the house.
So on the right-hand side of the X, you have the go slow, go faster icon too, but we're not going to need those today. So we're going to move along, and now we're going to take a look at the rest of the emoticons. If you look at the end of the menu bar, you will see the happy face, and beside the happy face, you will see a black arrow and a drop-down menu. If you click on that drop-down menu, you will see a choice of emoticons. Please click on that coffee cup symbol. Ready, put your coffee cup up. Emily, can you find your coffee cup? There you go. So we use the coffee cup if you need to leave the session at any time so that we know that you have stepped away from the session. So it's really important if you have to go away somewhere that that coffee cup is there. Also, we have the standing ovation, the clapping hands, and the sleepy emoticon. All of these are ways to communicate in a virtual session. So go ahead and try a couple. Just click on any one.
I'll use the sleepy one because Nana's asleep beside me.
And you know what? I had added a little comment saying, as a presenter, you do not want sleepy ones on your presentation.
I was going to ask you where the chocolate ice cream was. It's also known as the piece of poop.
So does anyone have any questions? So give me a green check if you are ready to continue. Perfect. So now let's have a little bit of fun. Now we're going to look at some of the fun tools that you can use to mark on a whiteboard. Let me draw your attention to the top left-hand side of your screen. There you should find a toolbar. The whiteboard tools. Give me a green check when you have found the whiteboard tools on your computer. Perfect. So the big thick arrow is called the pointer. You'll be using this tool often today. Click on the pointer, then click on one of the squares to claim a spot. So see how Joanna's moving around and I'm moving around? So you can click on that and then it claims a spot on the whiteboard. Perfect. Now looking back at the top of the toolbar, on the right of the pointer icon is the letter T. This is the text tool. There are 3 points for you to know about the text tool. Click on the T to select the text tool, but before we write anything, I want you to show you how to change the color. There's a drop-down menu beside the color box. This allows you to change your text color. Yellow and light blue is very difficult to see, so we ask that if you have one of those colors, to maybe change to a more vibrant color so we can see. Now in the box you claimed with your pointer, so go ahead and claim a spot, write down your first and last name. You can press enter to stay in your box or go to the second line. For all of us to see what you have written down, you have to click away. No one can see what you have written until you are ready. Now, I would like you to write what you like about Borden. And if you haven't been to Borden yet, and if you've done a little bit of research and stuff, maybe think of something that you would, that you think you might want to do when you get here. All right. So Lise, make sure if you're writing in that you click away and then we'll be able to see what you've written.
Be able to see what
There
I've
you
written
go.
now?
Yeah, I can see it now. Good.
Okay.
Perfect. So Emily, thank you for the comment. Of course. We love having you visit too. And Shara, would you like to say something about your little comment?
Well, obviously I've worked with both you and Heidi, and I have plenty of friends in the Borden area, so Borden is a special place to me.
Thank you. And Lise?
Yes.
It says here that you're located, and the weather, so you really like the weather here in Borden?
Well, I prefer the weather down in Trenton because you can grow more vegetables and fruits. But yeah, it's better than my hometown weather, so it's all good.
Nice. So Joanna, because Vicki, she's commenting on the side here.
Mm-hmm. I was just saying, so she can't use the whiteboard tools because of her, the tab
perfect.
But you can ask her to just speak and tell you.
Yeah, sure. So Vicki, if you want to unmute, do you want to tell us, because I know you're going to be coming to Borden and stuff, so do you want to share?
Sure. I'm actually looking forward to being closer to family. I have family up in the area.
Oh, that's great. Great, thank you. So thank you everyone for sharing. So now, there's additional tools that you can use on the whiteboard, such as drawing lines, shapes, and free drawing, like you've noticed Joanna doing. But unfortunately today we don't have time to go through all those tools. So hopefully you'll be attending another virtual session and be able to experience these tools. So now we're going to go on and go to an icebreaker. An icebreaker is always a fun way to get to know each other. So let's do one together. And at the same time, this will give us a chance to practice using some of the virtual tools. Draw your attention at the bottom of the participant panel where you will find the emoticons. Give me a green check if you are currently living in Borden or the surrounding area. All right. And now, give me a smiley face if you are a military spouse or living common law with a military member. Give me a red X if you have moved before. So all of us have moved before. And give me clapping hands if you've been living where you are living now for over 2 years.
And Vicki's giving you little notes down in the chat as well. So she gave a smiley face for this last one.
That's awesome. Thank you, Vicki. Super. All right. So I guess at the beginning we talked about how many people, like all of us moving and how many times we've moved. And a lot of you, well, there was a couple of you that 7 times of moving. That's a lot. And that could be very stressful on a house full. So thank you all for sharing. Moving and starting over can be very scary and overwhelming. On the whiteboard, we have pictures that may describe your emotions. I will ask you a few questions, and with your pointer that is located at the top left-hand side of your screen, you will point to the picture that most represents the way you feel or felt at the time of the move. By using your emoticons again, please give me a green check if you are ready to get started. Perfect. Thank you. All right, so here's the first question. How did you feel when you found out you were moving? Would anybody like to share? Maybe give me your hands up if you want to share how you felt when you found out you were moving. Anybody want to volunteer? Thank you, Heidi. So Heidi,
no problem.
How did you feel? You want to describe it to us, and then maybe how you dealt with it.
I picked this one because I was okay with staying and I was okay with leaving. Borden. So that's kind of what that represents to me. It's kind of like, whatever, okay, let's go. And also because I kind of didn't believe it because the military keeps changing their mind. How did I cope with it? I think just an open mind and looking at it as though if I stayed in Borden, I'd be able to keep my job and my friends and all that stuff. And if I moved to Ottawa, then I could start my own business and do all that stuff as well. So just staying positive.
Perfect. Thank you for sharing. All right, so next question. How did you feel when you left? If everybody can claim a spot or claim a picture on how they felt when they left. All right. Anybody would like to share how they felt when they left? Maybe raise your hand if you want to share. Emily, go ahead.
Well, I guess I was kind of relating it to the first time we moved from New Brunswick to Ontario, and at first, at my age, you're thinking, oh my gosh, like it's going to be a whole new life, and it's a whole new style of living, but I guess once you get there and you get settled down, I think our family, we did pretty good.
Perfect. Thank you for sharing. You were awesome too, by the way. Very good and adjusted well. All right, so our next question, how did you feel during the transition? Would anybody like to share?
That's how I feel right now, Maude.
I know. Sarah, thank you for sharing. Do you want to share that?
Okay, yeah. When I moved here, I finished work on the Saturday, moved on the Sunday, and started a new position on the Monday. So my stuff hadn't even arrived when I started working. So it was just very overwhelming, and there was too many things going on at once. So it was very stressful.
I can imagine. It is very stressful. All right, so now, next question. How did you feel after you got settled in? Does anybody want to volunteer to share how they felt when they finally get settled in? Vicki, I know you can't tell me if you want to share or not, so feel free to speak up if you'd like to.
Sure. Well, I've been doing this since forever. I was born into the military, so I think I'm pretty happy. I get itchy feet, so I'm pretty excited about moving and get settled into a new place.
Perfect. So does any of these pictures kind of go with how you feel?
Yeah, the girl jumping for joy in the corner.
Perfect. That's great. Thank you for sharing. All right, and last question. How do you feel now? Perfect.
Maude, I'm just going to put my coffee cup on because my neighbor just asked me to help move the TV. I'll be back.
All right. Thanks, Em. All right. Does anybody want to share? I'd like to share. I mean, I find kind of moving and going through all these emotions, I think sometimes we go through the sadness and then everything is A-okay, and then all of a sudden coworkers start to move, then you're over here again, and then next week you'll be over here. So I find our emotions change, but I think overall, once you get settled in and you've got maybe your first year in and stuff, sometimes you can become quite at peace. So Lise, I see that you're at peace. Do you mind sharing?
Well, sure. I've been here for 7 years, if not more. So I've made it home, basically. And from experience from the many moves, and also being the military member, not the spouse. I've experienced, and I find a lot of your questions relate to so many checklists, but it never really dawned on me until you get out of the environment that truly you're in the momentum of things. It's a high pace, it's high demanding, and you're not just thinking about yourself and your job. You're thinking about the family, the kids, what good school they could go into. Is it going to be a safe environment for them? Is it going to be less demanding for you, less stressful? Trying to find the halfway middle between a civilian husband, spouse, him finding a job, sacrifices, readjustment into a new job, and basically, so once I've retired and pretty much decided that I was not going to take the last move after or within the 2 years, that took a huge weight off my shoulders. Location is very important because we're kind of centralized, good school, university access, so we're able to support our young adult children, but also personal final decisions for myself. Like, it might not be my final retirement place, but definitely the area is going to stay the same as per se. So eventually downsizing, not just on livestock, but also on housing. I prefer to be outside and not cleaning bathrooms. So yeah. So right now, yeah, I am comfortable. I am at peace where I am. But other stressors kick in, like starting a new job.
Yeah.
That's to be expected, right? So
that
less
is
chaotic, but still happening.
Well, good, and we're happy to have you here at the center.
Thank you.
So I hope this activity helped you realize that we all go through different emotions at different times and in different ways. So there's no right way to feel, and there's no perfect way to deal. We all have our own way to cope with different things that we are going through. We just need to find what works best for us. Thank you, everyone, for sharing your emotions with us. Next, we are going to visit the Family Resource Center website. So to be able to share this with you, I'm going to share my browser with all of you to give you a tour of the website. I'm going to go ahead and do that.
Feel free to advance the slide then too when you get back, okay?
Okay, perfect. Thank you. All right. So once you've put in, you go to the familyforce.ca. Sometimes it takes a little bit, so that's where the patients come in.
Looks like your MSN is hung up. Maybe close that out.
Yeah. I don't know why it's going to that, though.
You just go ahead, you can close.
I'd have to click Recover Web Page mode.
There you go.
There you go.
And then after that, we're going to select, and you're going to go down and select Borden. And there you have our web page. So then on the left-hand side, over here, you have all of our programs. So if you go ahead and click on deployment, departure, and reunion, then it'll explain the program and what we're offering. And also, if you're looking, one that's very popular would be children and child care. So then you can go and get all your information. So then, if you go back to the home page, on the right-hand side, you have different links that you can, as you can see. and you have our Facebook. And if you click on our Facebook page, hopefully this is going to work.
Mm-hmm.
If you go to, Borden Families, so we've got our Facebook page there. And it's good to know that for people that, a lot of people comment and say, well, I don't have Facebook. You know, I need a Facebook account to be able to access, and actually you don't. So you can actually go on Facebook and look up our page without actually having a Facebook account. So also, we have in the middle is all our local and things that we have here at the Family Resource Center. So all our posters of events that are happening. So that's how you get all our information here in Borden. Now that you know where to find us and how to navigate our website, I'm going to end sharing my browser. And it'll take us back to the presentation. And now we're going to learn more about the center and what we offer here at the center. So is there any questions? If you have a question, feel free to just raise your hand. Okay, so now we're going to go and look at our vision and our mission. So would anybody like to volunteer in reading our mission for us? Just raise your hand if you'd like to volunteer. All right, so Joanna, thank you.
I will be your first volunteer. So vision, the Borden Family Resource Center strives to be a vibrant community center which promotes confident, capable, and resilient families.
Thank you. And would anybody like to read our mission? Oh, Heidi. Thank you, Heidi.
No problem. The Borden Family Resource Center provides community-based family services which support and enhance the quality of life of the CFB Borden community.
Thank you. And remember that all our services are available in both official languages. So now, let me share with you who we provide support to. CAF members and reservists and their immediate families, D&D civilian employees and their immediate families, families and other individuals of significance to the CAF members who have died while serving, others who provide direct support to the CAF, and other consumers on a space availability. And for example, for that one, our child care waiting list, a military family will take priority over a civilian family. So do you have any questions on who we support? No? Well, all right. So now let's play a little game to see how well you know our services. So with your pointer tool that is located on the top left-hand side of your screen, you will point to the answer that you believe is correct to the question that I'm about to ask you. The questions are about the services that we offer here at the Borden Family Resource Center. So don't worry, it's not a test, it's just for fun. So Vicki, if at any time you have questions, feel free to go ahead and to either unmute yourself and go ahead, or you can write it down. If you have a question, just write it down in the participant panel. Okay, all right. So now, please give me a green check mark if you are ready to start. Perfect. All right, so now that everybody is ready, let's play. What service would you use if you need childcare? That's right. Childcare program is the right answer. We offer childcare to children of ages 0 to 5 years, and we have nursery school that runs from September to June for children 2.5 and 5 years old. That's good. All right, second question. If your spouse is deployed for 6 months and you need support to send a care package, what service would you use? Correct. Family separation and reunion is the correct answer. We offer support groups, workshops, and also warm line calls. All right, third question. If you want to take a French course, what service would you use? Perfect. Second language training is the right answer. We run 3 sessions a year, fall, winter, and spring, and also we offer Rosetta Stone if you can't participate in a class session. Super, so the fourth question. Your spouse is away due to a military tasking. Your babysitter is sick and cannot watch the kids. You call your neighbor, who is your emergency backup, and she's not there. Your emergency care plan has now fallen through. What service will you use? You guys all got ahead of me. Awesome. Emergency child care service is the right answer. Number 5, you are new in the area and would like to get involved by volunteering at the center. What service would you use? Correct. Volunteer services is the correct answer, and we are always looking for new board members, toy cleaners, and help with special events. So the number 6, you would like a list of doctors that are accepting new patients. What service would you use? Perfect. Community integration and resource library is right. We have 4 doctors that are accepting new patients and military families, and 2 of them are French. We have public computers, list of employment websites, resources of our neighbor communities, and much more. You are looking to learn something new and meet new people. What service would you use? That's correct. The personal development is the service you need. We offer social coffee every other week, different workshops, outings, and even bus tours. Number 8, you are feeling overwhelmed, depressed, and you just don't want to be around people anymore. What service would you need? That's right. Prevention and intervention services is correct. We have 1 social worker and 1 social support worker. All is confidential and nothing gets passed on to your spouse's chain of command. A lot of people are worried about that, so it's important that you know that it does not, it just stops here. If you have 2 teenagers that want to do activities and socialize, what service would you use? Youth services would definitely be for them. We are very lucky here in Borden to have a youth center that has a pool table, game system, baseball court, and much more. Also, we have a kids club that is designed to provide variety of activities for children ages 6 to 9. So the 10th question, you have a 3-year-old and you need a break for a couple of hours to run some errands. What service would you use? That's right. It can be a little bit confusing with child care, but it is parent-child services. This service is called Kitty Care. This service is called Kitty Care that runs 2 days a week, and we also have Stay and Play that runs 3 days a week for parents and their children to come and play together and to socialize with other families. All right, last question. Your spouse is getting medically released and you need help dealing with the stress. What service would you need? That's correct. Family Liaison Services is the right service. This service is there to support the families with child care, short-term counseling, and referrals for the CF members who are coping with an illness, injury, or have fallen as a result of service. Great job, everyone. This covers our services for the Borden Family Resource Center. You guys did great. I hope this activity helped you get to know our service better. Now let's chat about what our surrounding area has to offer. So now I'd like to have an open forum discussion and share what our local surroundings offer. To do this, I would like you to claim a spot on your whiteboard by clicking on the pointer tool that is located on the top left-hand side of your screen and claim a row. Now by clicking on the text tool located beside the pointer tool, write on the whiteboard your name, a family activity that you would like to do or you have done, a restaurant that you like, to see maybe if we have it here for those of you that are not here yet, or one that you have gone to for those who live here. A couples activity, same thing. Something that you would just like to know if you're not too sure about, and maybe I can help you answer that. And remember to click away. So if you're writing along, remember to click away so that we can see what you've written. All right, with just a few more seconds for Emily to finish. And Vicki, if you don't mind, I'll just call your name out and then you can share. So I see that Joanna likes to do some hiking, restaurant, best steakhouse, wondering what around the area. Spa for couples, definitely, and best neighborhood. Good. And then Heidi, smart moves, the keg, adventure lodge, and best campsites. Do you want to explain to us, Heidi, if you don't mind, what the smart moves is?
Smart Moves is an indoor playground with an educational focus. So they, all of their activities are like math, science, and tech focused. And it's for kids from babies all the way up to probably 10 or 12 years old. And it's in Barrie.
That's great. That's awesome. Thank you. And Adventure Lodge. What is Adventure Lodge?
Adventure Lodge is a little hidden treasure in Algonquin Park. It is the sister site to Couples Resort, which most people know about, but it is a smaller place with, I think, 8 cabins and a very personalized like dining area, and you're able to access all of the facilities at Couples Resort, but you get to stay off-site. So we prefer it to Couples Resort. Yeah.
Very nice. Thank you. And you would be looking for best campsites for the summer?
That's what I'm looking for in Ottawa. Yeah.
That's awesome. Great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So Lise, it says that you like, for family activity, you like camping. So restaurant, Moxie's. I've never been to Moxie's, actually. There's for those of you who don't know Moxie's, there's one in Barrie. And also couples activity, outdoor drive-in, awesome. And can you remind me where it is, the closest one to here?
It's on, in Oro-Medonte, so on Highway 11 North going towards Aurelia. And I believe it's off line 5.
Okay.
Easiest way to see it is you take the exit before you get to the Napoleon store where they sell specialized barbecues, very fancy outdoor patio sets, very high-end stuff, yeah. Yeah, they have 3 big major screens. They also have, if you call their number, pre-recording. So every Thursday, their movies do change, and they offer 2 movies per screen. The other thing also, if it's not a long weekend and it's not too busy, they don't advertise this, but you can go watch a good movie from one screen, and if the second movie is not too appealing, you're not supposed to move your car, but what they don't know is not going to hurt them, right? and you go and pick the second movie at a different screen. An advantage I've learned is you stay in the back row, so exiting is much easier. And yeah, they all have different radio stations where you can hook up to your vehicle, and they serve, they have a vendor there where you can get popcorn, chips, nachos, whatever, and chocolate bars. Yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. So is it the one that it would be like that they call Midland, like in Midland?
Oh God, no, that's way too far.
No? Okay.
Yeah, that one's called the, my husband usually takes care of that.
Okay.
It's
that's
before
good.
Aurelia.
Yeah,
before
Aurelia.
Okay.
Yeah, oh yeah, way before.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
I have a question.
And then yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to type in specialized restaurants.
Yeah.
But see, like the color of my font is horrible, but it kind of typed over each other, so I'm not too sure, like, how can I go back in there and fix that?
If you go to the top left-hand side of the screen, right beside the color box, there's an eraser.
Okay.
Right, Joanna? They can use the eraser. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yes, they can.
Perfect.
We just click on the eraser once and then click down and click on each individual thing you'd like erased.
Okay, so now I've erased restaurant and specialized is showing up. How can I add restaurant to it?
It's pretty much if you go ahead and click underneath, it'll kind of situate. It's pretty hard to get it right underneath.
Just click, you'll see your cursor show up. So wherever you click, you'll see your cursor show up. So wherever you see your cursor, just click until you get it to a spot that looks good.
I'm invading share a bit.
That's okay.
Right.
The table isn't very big, is it?
Yeah.
That's okay. I took 4 rows.
You can do
Emily's being a hog. So it was specialized restaurants, right? That's what you had written?
Yes. And because I've lived here for so long, and I was talking to some of my new coworkers about places where you can go and get from an actual cheese factory some massive quantities, like a 2-kilo bag of cheese curds that's been freshly done. So yeah. And there's an Italian meat sausage special cheese place down on 27 past Cookstown where you can actually sample your brains out. And also Nickel Farm on 26 past the intersection of 27, where you can get portion-wise frozen wild gaming meat like elk, bison, turkey, and venison, also deer. And they make, there's a bakery, and they make homemade pies that if your husband is really good with, you will gain all of his approval through his stomach, I promise. And strawberry rhubarb, and they have preserves, pastas also, and fresh produce, being a big farm. Yeah, you can Google all these places. They're pretty awesome, especially if it's a rainy day. It's the place to go.
That's great information to share because not a lot of people, it's not a question that comes often. Yeah. So it's nice that, knowing all of these things and being able to share that with others. So thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Right, so Shara, you like hiking. So that's a family activity that you like to do. A restaurant, Tomaso's. Tomaso's is pretty common, so we do have Tomaso's in the area. And we also, for a couple activities, fishing spots. Cool. Very neat. Now, I can't really help you in the best fishing spots in the area, but at the Family Resource Center, we do have pamphlets that have different fishing areas and things like that. And where to live. Yes, for sure. When you're moving somewhere new, especially if you're on your house hunting trip, you want to know what the best location, best area to live. So thank you very much, Shara, for sharing those. And Emily, your family activity, you put the gym, restaurant, Shoeless Joe's, and couples activity, well, yes, you're single. So things you could do with girlfriends and friends and your mom when she comes to visit, or when you come to visit.
Yeah,
and
that's the spa.
There you go. And then spa and Zumba, all the things that you like to do when you find your future husband. Perfect. That's awesome. Thank you, everyone, so much for sharing. Now I'm going to share with you some of the ideas and things that I've come up with in the surrounding area. So for family activities, there's Blue Mountain for skiing. I didn't put hiking, but definitely hiking there as well. You have Blue Mountain Village, the Scenic Caves, Barrie Waterfront always has activities, and Blue Mountain really has a lot of activities at the village all year round. Like, I was very surprised last summer to see that they had fireworks every weekend. They have different cultural events as well, so it was very interesting. And of course, we're not very far from the beach, Borden to the beach. So for restaurants, I tried to kind of stay in our local area. So I don't know if anybody knows, but in Angus there is a Newfoundland restaurant, and it's called Sir Halibut Old Style Fish and Chips. And for the Maritimers, they have good donaires there. And they make really cool things called donair egg rolls. And it's a typical egg roll, like the pasta from an egg roll, but they have donair meat in it, and then your sauce is actually the donair sauce. So very tasty. And we're pretty lucky now because Ravi's has now opened a pizza right on the base. So you can get pizza right on the base here. There's Sakana Sushi as well in Angus, and then soon to be, we will be having Wild Wings. And of course, there's all the different restaurants in Barrie, Alliston, and in the Collingwood area. That was just to name a few in the local area. So for couples activities, Scandinavian Spa in Collingwood is a very nice couple retreat. The movie theater, don't forget our very own movie theater here on the base. And maybe treat yourself to a day in Toronto as well. We're lucky that Toronto's not very far. So definitely something for fun to do with your spouse or a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a friend. So now, using your pointer tool, point to an activity that you haven't done yet and that you would like to try maybe sometime.
Can I put all of them?
You're more than welcome to come at any time.
I'll encase the whole thing.
Perfect.
Sushi lovers here, huh?
I just started sushi when we moved to Ontario, and I'm starting to really enjoy it.
Vicki, I'm with you all but the sushi. That's me too.
Pregnant too, so I can't have it.
Awesome. Perfect. Thank you so much. So in closing, do you have any questions or comments about the Borden Family Resource Center and our surrounding areas? So if I don't have any hands that are up, that means everybody's okay. And Vicki, you're okay too?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. So please take a moment to think of what you learned today and the part that you might have impressed you the most about the presentation. So any comments or questions or an ah moment that I like to call them? Anybody like to share? Anna, do you have a question? Oh, Heidi?
I love the icebreaker because I like the cat face.
Thank you for finding that one for me. So everybody's okay? Or Joanna, did you want to say something?
Yeah, I would just say, as somebody who's not moving to Borden, you make it sound like I'd want to move there. So I love that because you really did a great job of showing like all the things there are to do and letting us know what resources are available. And that's a lot to put into an hour. So I love it. I think I now have to come visit is my response to today's session.
Well, thank you so much. And like I said earlier, you're more than welcome. You can come in and visit us anytime here, for sure. Maybe on your drive-by if it's through the week, for sure. So that's awesome. And thank you so much for sharing your thoughts and comments with us. So now, I'd like to thank everybody for coming. It's been a pleasure sharing this information with you, and I hope that you enjoyed your, if it's your first virtual session, and if it's not your first, I hope that you enjoyed your time with us today. So now I'm going to pass it on to Joanna.
All right, well, excellent job, Maude, and a round of applause to you virtually. Great job, great information. Thank you to all the participants for coming and supporting. I hope you learned something new today. I hope, Vicki, you're excited about moving to a new location. Thank you so much. So I am going to share with you a survey. It's going to be in the chat button, and when you click on the link in the chat, once it appears, it's going to open up a separate browser window where the little survey is. We have to fill it out to give Mojane her feedback. And but once you open it, feel free to come right back in here and close out the browser for the WebEx class. You don't have to stay in while you're filling out your survey. So thank you again. We really appreciate it. We hope you enjoyed getting to join us in a virtual setting, and hopefully Maude is able to bring this to her new group of people coming in the fall and make sure that they get to hear about all these great resources too. So great, everybody, and just the link is there in your chat button. So just click on it. It's going to open that link in a separate browser window for you. And then Maude, if you just stay on with me as people are leaving, that'd be great.
Perfect, thank you.